Hey, I'm Carl.
And I'm Jason from Divine Ascension, and you're watching
The Hard Rock Show.
Welcome to the Hard Rock Show. I'm Andrew.
I'm Dennis.
I'm Jimmy.
We're back to normal tonight. Now we've got a lot of reviews to get through. This is what we did this week, the pool of which will be finalised, I guess, in post-production when I go home and edit this shit up. We have reviewed this week Black Star Riders, Blind Guardian, The Answer, Toto, Scorpions, UFO, Tonk, but tonight's feature artist guaranteed is Divine Ascension. I think that's everything. That's
Yeah.
a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a big week.
Busy.
Busy. But without any further ado, Dennis.
Tonight's classic clip is Australian legends, The Wiggles with Wake Up Jeff. I'm just fucking with ya.
You'd want to be.
It's gonna be Queen with Don't Stop Me Now.
Fucking idiot. Tonight's hot topic is about bands that are currently on hiatus that we would like to see reform.
Or have folded.
Yeah, or folded. Yeah, that's right. We did set some pretty strict rules in place for this one too. Things like if the band is actively currently touring, it can't be used. So, for example, Guns N' Roses is out, even though there's only one fucking member. But
Or if you can't say Led Zeppelin,
Yeah.
because even if you want Jason Bonham, you can't do it because Bonzo's dead. You
Yeah.
can't say Thin Lizzy because Phil Lynot's dead. Yeah.
it's got to be actually capable of happening, regardless of politics. But if people are dead, obviously it can't. You know, we're not necromancers.
And you can't wish for classic
No.
lineup reunions like Rust in Peace, Megadeth, or shit like that.
Yeah.
This is why I really struggled with this one.
You struggle in general, and we know that. Now, I found this really easy.
Yeah, same.
We
I got
went
three.
to try and choose local and international or established, whatever you want to term it as, and I picked Rammstein and Disturbed for mine. I want those two bands to hurry the fuck up and get back together and start making new music again. They're technically on hiatus. They're having a break. Another one that comes to mind is System of a Down. I wouldn't mind seeing that come to fruition again. But for local, it's a band called The Wolves. I don't know if how many of you would know who the fuck this band are, but they were unreal. They killed it. They blew Slipknot off the stage. The works when I saw them years ago, they were fantastic. I reckon if there was one, good heavy metal band I'd want to see come out, more thrash, I guess, I'd want to see those guys reform. That's a Melbourne band. I love them to bits.
Well, I could think of three that I really want to see, and they're all local.
Cool.
So we've got Mortal Sin. I had the pleasure of supporting them, but I would love to see them get back together. Roxas. Juno. Make it fucking happen.
Good luck.
And
We're going to get abused by him after this.
fucking Dead Star Renegade. I would, yeah.
You're going to get punched out about 30 seconds flat.
Yes. Well, mine was only one band.
And who told you it?
Yeah, you told me. I honestly could not think of anything because
You've got the memory of a sieve.
well,
I'll start
no.
calling you Dora.
it's not that a lot of the bands that I like, still like old bands, are still going. It's just that they got different members or someone's dead
Cold
or
Chisel
whatever.
still together?
You know.
Oh,
They did a tour like, what, 2
I'd
years
say
ago?
They still are.
Yeah.
But I've
The
picked.
price is right.
I've picked a local band who I think should be an international band. They should have been a massive international band, and
You
that
didn't
is
pick him. I told you who to pick.
the Mighty Horsehead. And they actually did all get together last year and have a jam, and nothing has come of that. So, but they're all still around, and it would be awesome to see them get back and do a
Another
couple of
local
gigs.
band, actually, that I wouldn't mind seeing hurry up and do something, Deaf Rhyme.
Well, they are.
Yeah, but that's kind of on hold at the moment. It's kind of, it was and then it wasn't kind of a thing. So it was an aborted sort of a start. I'd like to see that actually, follow through on that one. It's another one for me. See, it's not that hard.
Well,
And if we can cure ALS, Cacophony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But are we done? Have we?
Give us your thoughts, people.
On the page, we have a post, as always. You just leave your thoughts as we go along, and now it's over to you. Tell us which band, local or international, you'd like to see get off their ass and break the hiatus and get back into it. First up for this week is Tonk, a Canberra band with their second album, Ruby Voodoo. 11 tracks, 40 minutes from Melodic Rock Records, courtesy of Jimmy, that connection there. Over to you, mate.
Yeah, this has come from Mr. Andrew McNeese, who runs a page called melodicrock.com, which is a very, very good web page. And he signed this band called Tonk.
So professional.
From Canberra. I really like this album. The first song, vocally, the guy's name is Jinx, the singer, and he reminded me of Gary Sharon a lot from Extreme, and it's sort of changed through the album, but
yeah,
I got that. I really love the guitar sound on this. I think it's really aggressive and it really gets me going. The vocals are outstanding. I love his voice. It's so ballsy. He's got a lot of power in that voice. It's another band that commercial radio should be absolutely flogging, and they won't because
but we will on
they're
THRS
shit.
radio.
That's right.
Yep.
I love the passion in these songs. It's really good hard rock music. It's loud production, but it's not too over the top for me. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I did not write down any names of any songs because I actually like them all. And this band...
Good save, Jimmy.
Yeah, I think this band's got a huge future, and I wish they'd come down to Melbourne and do some gigs. So get the fuck down here, dudes, because I don't think they ever have.
Yeah, but their future is overseas, mate.
Well, true. Very true, but I'd like to see them live.
Well, I wasn't sure what to expect here. Then it kicked in and it was fucking awesome. Great sound, great riffs, great tunes, great rock. The guitar solos are fucking rad.
Yeah,
they're not your average rock solos.
No.
They're very fucking tasty.
They complement the songs, really.
Yeah.
I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. My standouts were End of the Line and White Knuckle Ride.
Listen to you, just all about the guitar.
Fucking right.
This has great production. It was produced by Nick Didier. I hope that got that right. He also produced things like Velvet Revolver, Rage Against the Machine, Pearl Jam, things like that too. So
cool.
It's actually really well produced. The layering, wherever it all sits, is really well done. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
The guitar work, as you've covered off, is fantastic. This is straight up hard rock, and it's just down the barrel, straight at you.
Yep.
That said, there are some really good up and down peaks and troughs. Have your fucking drink on me, and that. Especially the there's a ballad in the middle of it. The Last Goodbye, right in the middle of the album. That's really well done, and it's really well placed in the track order. This actually gets better the further you get into the album. My picks are all the end of the album. I reckon it just starts off good, but then just gets better and better and better. And that's great. For a 40-minute release, it's the shortest one we reviewed this week as well, by the way. What I also like is that the singer Jinx that you were saying, he hasn't got the world's greatest vocal range, but it's actually a compliment in the way he uses what he's got.
Bloody oath.
None of the songs are boring. His vocal dynamics and stuff, he knows how to perform and how to use what he's got really well, and that's a skill and a well-refined one to it. That
Definitely.
Also, the groove on this, there's a great groove on this album. I reckon it's fantastic. Overall, great album, great release. 8 out of 10 for me. I picked End of the Line, 1 to 5, 1 Foot in the Grave, and Over the Edge. And with that said, we'll give you a taste right now.
Get on it.
Next up is Black Star Riders with their second album since they stopped using the name Thin Lizzy and converted to this, and it is The Killer Instinct. 16 tracks, 70 minutes, or 6 tracks and 20 minutes of that are the bonus material. Like I said, it's their second album, and it's from Nuclear Blast, released in February of 2015. Who was first at this one?
Dennis.
Okay.
All right. Well, I know they're technically sort of kind of Thin Lizzy, but they're not. But they're sounding more and more like true Thin Lizzy as they keep going. And I fucking love it. Great band. The production was a little fuzzy. Not dirty and not a fuzz effect, but fuzzy.
Fuzzy wuzzy was
it was a little bit... The production was fuzzy.
No hair.
Like, kind of like when you're playing through a distorted amp at low volume where it doesn't have balls. That's where it kind of sat production-wise for me, if that makes any fucking sense.
I get it. I get where you're going with it. Yeah.
Either
the audience will understand it, but I get it.
The audience is on drugs, doesn't matter.
Well, they're pissed.
They're watching Channel 31 this time of night. Of course they are.
Probably pissed.
Yeah.
Well, either way, I thought it was a good album and a really fun album too.
Yes.
I gave it an 8 out of 10. My standouts were The Killer Instinct, Sex, Drugs and Gasoline, and Turn in Your Arms.
Sex, Drug and Gasoline is a good one. Yep.
Yeah, I like it too.
I knew
a
you
lot.
loved that one.
Phil Lynott, Lynott, whatever you want to call him. Fuck it. It's Ricky Warwick.
Ricky Warwick is doing it now.
Geez, sounded like him.
Yeah, he does.
It's a great sounding rock and roll album. I really like it. I never owned any Thin Lizzy stuff, so I know there's a lot of people have been crapping on about the comparison between the original Thin Lizzy and now this, but I'm not bothered by it because I don't.
Fred fired.
He did.
I don't have that Thin Lizzy background.
That's fucked.
If you love rock music, you should get this album because it's really bloody good. The songwriting's great, guitars are great, vocals are great, the bass, drums, keys, everything's great. Everything about this album is really great. I gave it an 8 out of 10. My picks were exactly the same as Dennis's, funnily enough.
Because you didn't pick Eddie at all.
Did you? I want to see your notes, see where you wrote them down.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Really
If you like Thin Lizzy
Get over it.
and you want like a modern sounding Thin Lizzy, I suppose, then this is that, so
To a point, yeah.
to a point. It's good.
I found they are very entrenched in their Thin Lizzy vibe from going back to when they were touring and probably when they started writing most of these songs. It'd still be back in those days for these guys. Now, so they are very entrenched in their Thin Lizzy vibe. I actually like it more when they start stepping away from that vibe. You two calm
Sorry.
down, fucking children.
It's him.
Anyway, I really like it when they step more away from the Thin Lizzy stuff and more into themselves. I want to hear Ricky Warwick sound like Ricky Warwick.
Yeah.
He did it on the first Truck and Diablo album. He made a guest appearance as a
Yes,
vocalist and
he
he
did.
sounded like himself. And when he sounds like himself, he's got a really good voice that's unique and to himself as well, which he should use it more often. It's got a retro vibe and vinyl vibe, so I reckon it sound really great on vinyl, this record. Great peaks and troughs, you know what to do. It's a real fucking rock album. The roots are well and truly planted. I just want to see them grow more away from those roots, like I said before, and use their own sound a lot more often than they are. Slightly one-dimensional, this album, but it's not a bad thing. It's just an observation. If you like it, you're going to love the album because of great performances overall. The production suits the style. It's head-knopping, toe-tapping, and infectious is what this album is. It's completely infectious. And the lyrics are very strong. The whole folk thing with the Irish lyrics and stuff, really good. The bonus tracks don't feel quite as produced, so you can sort of take it or leave it, but the acoustic tracks are great versions and showcase just how good they are in their songwriting skills. 8 out of 10, Finest Hour, Soldier's Town, Charlie I Gotta Go, and Blindside is a great ballad, as well
Charlie
as
Gotta
You
Go.
Little Liar, one of the
That's
last
3
tracks on the
eighths.
end. There we go.
That
3
means
eighths.
everyone has to have 8 drinks times 3.
Good luck. Do it while we give you a taste. Next up is The Answer with Raise a Little Hell. 18 tracks for 77 minutes. 6 tracks and 26 minutes of it, though, are bonus tracks on the deluxe edition. It's the 5th studio album from a Northern Ireland outfit released March 2015 via Napalm Records. Jimmy wants first on this.
I was so looking forward to this album, Andrew. And
You've been banging on this for a while.
Glad that it's good.
Yeah.
I have all their albums. This is one of my favourite bands for the last few years, really. Their last album, New Horizon, was really good. I reckon this is better. I think it's a mature album.
They go from strength to strength, this band.
Yep. The songs are really well crafted. Cormac, the singer, his voice is amazing. It's changing. His voice is getting raspier, but it still sounds fantastic. And the thing I love about this album, being a vocalist myself, is that they have really put a lot of time into the vocals on this. They have put a lot of time into the vocals, and I think it's really paid off. Production is great. It's just a great rock and roll album. It's catchy. It's entertaining. There's a song on there called Strange Kind of Nothing.
That's a good one. That is a really good track.
An amazing song. I reckon, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that I reckon this is the most underrated rock band on the planet.
You were saying that, yep.
They are brilliant. They should be playing stadiums with the biggest bands in the world.
They'd kick the shit out of Foo Fighters right now.
Yep, I hope they do one day. I gave this a 9 out of 10. Every song is brilliant, but Strange Kind of Nothing is by far the best song on this album.
Well, we know you liked it because you wrote a song down.
Yeah.
Come on, Dennis.
Well, first off, I thought the album art was excellent.
It was.
And
It
it
was
would
very
probably be my favourite artwork of the year, maybe. It's still early to call that.
Now,
I'll keep my review short and sweet. It's a great modern rock album done in the classic style like almost every other rock band we review.
Yeah.
I just hope that doesn't get stale very soon with every band doing it.
I don't think it will for this band, though.
Yeah. I gave it an 8 out of 10. My standouts were Whiplash, Cigarettes and Regret, and Aristocrat.
Cool. This is short and sweet, fantastic. It's blues-based, old-school, hard rock, rock and roll kind of a thing. If you like the more rock side of Led Zeppelin, then you need to check this out, because I reckon this is as close as you're going to get to that these days.
Yeah.
That's a fair rap, but this is... Would you stop fucking yawning?
I can't help it.
I don't give a fuck. You're the youngest of us all, and you're the fucking one piking first. You little bitch.
I need beer.
I don't care. Now... So, yeah, like I said, this is about as close to classic rock and classic sort of rock side of Led Zeppelin you're going to find these days, and that's a big statement, but I reckon it's the truth. It's diverse enough that even though it's a really long album, especially with all the bonus tracks, it doesn't get boring. It's a great listen from start to finish. I love the storytelling and the lyrics. It's so well done, so well done. One of the best lyricists going around.
Yeah.
The production might not be to everyone's taste because it's that little bit retro, slightly fuzzy kind of a tone and stuff to it, but I really like the style and how they've gone about it. It's retro yet modern. It suits everything really well. Great peaks and troughs. It's another genuine fucking album. I love when they do it. I don't normally recommend getting the bonus editions and all that sort of stuff, but I will in this case. I reckon it's well worth the extra bucks to get it. The vocals are fantastic. The harmonies are fucking perfect.
Yeah, they really worked hard on it.
Yeah, it's amazing. All the performances complement and allow the vocals to shine through, but there is nothing that's deliberately taking front and center. It's a complete overall piece of art. It's a fantastic release. Groove, rhythm and melody, second generation classic rock. I reckon this is the first of that actual second generation classic rock bands coming through.
Yeah.
If that sounds good to you, then get this right now without even thinking about it. 9 out of 10. I picked Cigarettes and Regret, Strange Kinda Nothing, I Am What I Am, Whiplash, Gone Too Long, but I love every single fucking song, and we're going to give you a taste right now.
Yeah. This week's clip of the week is a band from Melbourne who have just released a song called Perceptions. The band is called Acolyte.
He got it right.
Far
He's been
out.
saying Alkalite all fucking
I
night.
was panicking then to get to the end of that, I tell ya. Acolyte. It's a pretty cool clip. And I think they've got an album coming out.
They do.
Yep.
EP, I think.
EP. Hopefully we'll get him in here for a chat soon. So, yep. Enjoy Acolyte. Acolyte.
Acolyte.
Jesus. Tonight's feature artist, as promised at the top of the episode, is Divine Ascension with their second album, Liberator, released pretty much now, but via, I don't even know how to say this, it's Vicky Solem Productions out of Sweden.
Right.
Before we get into it, they are doing the Liberating Australia tour pretty much next week. It kicks off at the SB in Melbourne, so be there. The 11th of April, they are playing, and it's going to go off. I reckon it's going to be fantastic. So get there. You're in this town, go and support live music.
Do it.
They're also in Adelaide, the Cavern Club. The Cavern, just generally.
the Cavern.
The Cavern. April 18. Brisbane, the New Globe Theatre, May the 2nd. Bendigo, Music Man, Megastore, May 15. Sydney, the Valve Bar and Venue, May 22. Canberra, the Basement, May 23. Geelong, the Barwon Club, May 20. They're also one of the main supports for Blind Guardian for Melbourne and Sydney in the tour in June.
Yeah.
Trying to think if there's anything else I need to think of. No, I think we're good. It's 11 tracks for 65 minutes, and as I said, it's their second album.
Well, I know about Divine Ascension, but I haven't really listened to them. If you like Vanishing Point, you'll definitely like this. It's basically a female-fronted version of Vanishing Point. The only negative thing I can think of about this whole album is that the guitars sound too digital.
I get that.
There's two ways that can happen. Scenario 1, you're on a budget and have to use software instead of amps. Scenario 2, your live sound is digital and you want to emulate that on record. I know many bands who do the digital sound live, and I'm just not a fan of it. It takes away the balls that a real amp has, the feeling you get in your gut. Other than that, this is fucking great. The polished production suits the style of the music. The vocals are fucking great. And the thing I love most about this album, surprise, surprise, is the clean guitar sections.
Yes.
I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. My standout was Sorrow's Sacrifice.
Good choice.
That was a really fucking fast review.
Very European sounding band, Divine Ascension, I thought.
Yes.
Singer is a lovely lady by the name of Jennifer Borg, who has a fantastic voice.
Amazing. One of the best female vocals going around, I reckon.
She is brilliant, yeah. I think this band would go really well in Europe. I think they should get over there. Quick Smart.
Yep.
All the songs are really well written. Members are obviously pretty good musos. I agree with you on the guitars. Yep, definitely.
It does suit this genre of music though, overall. It does. It works for it.
It does.
The production's very crisp. It's melodic, progressive metal, more melodic metal, I suppose. I don't know.
I would put it more melodic than progressive,
That's
but
right, definitely.
But yeah,
another band with a huge future. There's so many bands that are raising the benchmark. You know, and anyone who thinks that the local bands are not as good as internationals,
oh wow,
full of shit.
You got no idea.
We have got some of the best bands in the world here. I don't give a stuff what anyone
In
says.
any genre too, by the way.
Yeah, these guys are really good. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I forgot to write down some songs. I listened to it a few times, but
you
I just
admitted to forgetting
I
something?
just forgot. I was busy and I forgot. But they're good band. Get into them. Go and see them live and support them for God's sakes.
The production is fantastic. For the style of music, it suits. I get what you're saying about the digitized sound on the guitars, and it's all very quantized as well. It's very much snapped to the grid, but it suits the style of music and it works well. The writing of the songs is absolutely fantastic. I reckon they've got some great stuff. We've reviewed other stuff in here that has not done the same thing for me, but this one, the writing is perfect. The way the songs are structured is fantastic. I know that I've not been the world's biggest fan of bands like Epica, and there's a few of those bands kicking around Europe, and that's where you're saying the European, the style and sound, but this is how I want those bands to sound. None of the growling underneath and all sort of stuff. This is just a beautiful female vocal that's definitely really strong, but just a beautiful vocal that's clean.
Yep.
And it works so fucking well. Why
does.
not? Why doesn't everyone do it like this? Why the need for growling is beyond me. You don't need to do it when you got this. Her vocal out front is all it's needed, and they do it fucking well. Well done to them for just sticking to that. Thank you. It's actually a pleasure to me to hear music like this.
I agree.
And vocals like this. You don't hear it very often, and I love hearing vocals like this.
Yeah.
Jennifer Borg, as you said, the vocals, what more can I say? I've already raved about that one enough. The riffs, the composition, the layering and the synth and all that sort of stuff, it's all so well done. It's crisp, it's tight, really tight. And I reckon live, they would pull it off just as well as on the record. I reckon personally they do. I wouldn't know if they play to a click track or not, but I reckon they would pull it off live and it would look and sound phenomenal. Just that's the feel I get from this album. It makes me want to go and see them live, and that's what the job is supposed to do for you as well. I reckon that's fantastic. It's more melodic than progressive metal, but that said, I gave it a 9 out of 10. I picked Stronger, Sorrow's Sacrifice, Hideaway, and also the last track, Memoria's Longing, which is that acoustic one at the end. And that showcases just how diverse and talented they are and how they can write and perform these things as they go along. We had an interview with a couple of them. We'll go to that now and then play a brand new clip for you straight at the end of that.
Nice.
We are here with a couple of the guys from Divine Ascension. How are you this evening?
Very good, thank you.
Very well.
First of all, introduce yourselves and what you do in the band.
My name is Jason, and I'm the bass player. Bass player.
What else do you
that's
do?
about all I do. You all know what the stereotypes are. I try to feed myself, it doesn't really go very well. But lock me keys in the car every now and again. And they don't really give me too much responsibility in the band
Because you lock your keys in the car?
Stuff doesn't get done by bass players, apparently.
Well, on that note, I'm Carl. I play guitar. And when Jason can't feed himself, I must be spoon feeding him as well and helping unlock his car.
Get me keys and me car.
Yeah.
So before we go too far into it all, give us a brief history of Divine Ascension.
The band's kind of been a band or a full unit since about 2007, when kind of all the band members at that time found each other. Before that, though, there have been members that have been playing and jamming and creating things and not really being a band, but kind of getting there before that, and a long time before that. But 2007 was kind of the end of 2006, early 2007 was when I joined, and the band kind of really found itself. It's kind of when we came up with the name too, which is extremely hard. So 2007, we recorded a 3-track demo.
at Toyland Studios. Thank you, Adam. Oh, cool. We actually recorded drums and vocals and acoustic guitars on our new album, Liberator, there. So we went back to him. But yeah, we recorded a 3-track demo during 2007, released it, and it got some airplay and things on radio, and kind of went further than we expected it. We just wanted to have a demo to give to venues and say, hey, we're a band, we want to play some shows. So we got gigs out of that.
Yeah, it was a response from the style of music. You know, everyone sort of said, wow, nobody's really doing this.
Yeah.
And so, you know, there was a lot of support from the community.
It's people calling it an EP. Yeah. But I must stress, it's a demo. We recorded it live.
Wow. After
that, we did our debut album, As the Truth Appears, 2011. But we recorded that in 2009 and sat on it for about at least 12 months.
Wow.
At least, when we were figuring out with labels and management and all that kind of stuff overseas. And we ended up signing to Nightmare Records, who released it worldwide, and Hydrant Records, Hydrant Music, in Japan. And the album did really well, actually. And recently, we've recorded and released our second album, Liberator, which is was released November 21st last year.
21st, yes. Yeah. 2014.
And that's through Feature.
Yes, as Swedish.
Yeah.
So the new one is Liberator from you guys. So let's tell people what they should expect from this album.
I don't know. We've had jam-packed, full of enjoyment and of satisfaction when you hear
female-fronted melodic metal goodness
without growls.
This sounds like an infomercial.
Yeah,
it's
Well, you are on TV.
There you go. It's you know,
buy one now and get the second at half price.
I'm gonna name drop some bands because I like name dropping.
Because we can hashtag them later on when we do the post. Yeah,
Instagram and hashtags. Right, but it's you know, like in our reviews that we've been getting from this.
Yep.
You know, we've had some real complimentary comments saying that we sound like a Symphony X with a female singer, you know, or earlier Symphony X or an Evergrey kind of thing. And for us, that's awesome. You know, they're big influences on us. You know, again, we don't intentionally go about cloning Symphony X or cloning Evergrey. You know, so if you're a fan of the Evergreys and the Symphony X's and that progressive melodic kind of metal kind of stuff, I think, you know, you should really check out Liberator.
You're also about to kick off a tour.
Yep.
Next week as this goes to air.
Yes.
In support of this album. So tell us about the tour and the dates and what people can expect from seeing you live versus hearing the album.
Well, if you're lucky enough, you would have already had a shiny flyer that looks like this. So, number one, you get a shiny piece of paper with this guy right here on it.
Just covered my face there. Thanks, mate. Look at that.
What do you think? I was looking through the light here to try and... Yeah, so we kick off our Australian... Liberating Australia tour.
Liberating Australia. That's what we're calling it. Liberating Australia. We're liberating Australia
from all the growls and the operatic vocals.
Yeah. And all the misconceptions of female fronted.
And all the lack of
metal.
bass solos.
We're bringing bass solos around the country.
They're coming back. Yeah. So we're hitting off in Melbourne.
Yes.
So at the Espy,
Gershwin Room,
April 11. We got some really cool bands. What we wanted to do with pretty much most of the shows, a lot of bands do this is our album launch or this is our show. We've got some support bands and they're kind of nobodies.
But this is all about us.
Yeah, but it's all about us. For us, we wanted to have a good night.
Yep.
So have, a full night with quality bands that people walk away with and say, man, that was an awesome night. Yeah, rather than, man, that was a good Divine Ascension album launch. We want a good night. So
we really want people to come to the whole show, from the first band to the last band, not just rock up, whoever band they're there to see. Support the community, support the band scene. And so we've tried to get the best bands that we can. So, you come when doors open and you leave when doors closed and you've had a full night of entertainment with no filler in between at all.
Yeah, that's it. So, for the Melbourne launch, we've got Theramaze, fantastic band. Damnation's Day, Mark and Dean, I've known them for a long time. I remember seeing them at the Barwon Club and the Nash back in the day.
Supported.
They went on tour with Accept in Europe. So,
cool. Nice.
And Horizon's Edge. I'm pretty sure we played with them a while ago, but up-and-coming band, also female-fronted.
Yep.
And do some cool stuff, but different again from us.
Now, you're also, as we do this, going to be airing a video clip.
We are.
So let's
hopefully our own video clip, but yeah.
Well, yeah, traditionally speaking, that's what we're going for. Yeah, I could throw a curveball in here, but I won't. I'll be nice, and then we'll do what we said we're going to do. So tell us a bit about the clip and how it was done and what that's all about.
Well, in Divine Ascension, we have a very unique quote that I should say that we use a lot. Mm-hmm. And we're contemplating making some T-shirts about it. But yeah,
We were talking about Thunderbirds and
yeah, yeah. But the quote, the saying is, "We'll make it work." And with the Liberator clip, we made it work.
so when we released the album, it's called Liberator.
Yep.
We have a track called Liberator, so there's a self-title or title on there. It's
Easy to remember.
and we wanted to make a film clip to then go along with it. So we have the single, we have the album, and we have the film clip, and have the products for it. And so we said, let's make a film clip for this, and like most
And we did.
Australian bands, we're kind of limited with our funding.
Yep.
We don't have unlimited resources. We don't have major label support that's throwing $100,000 at us to make a film clip.
It's all self-funded.
That kind of stuff. So we did this ourselves. So all the editing was done by Carl and another fella as well.
And Michael from Pace Audio. If you need a video clip, hit him up.
Check
online.
out Michael. And and so we came up with the concept. We self-produced,
Yep.
self-filmed, and
Self-edited, pretty much.
Self-edited, and just with the little tidbits here and there for some CGI,
Yeah.
special effects kind of stuff. It was pretty much the only help we had with this one, wasn't it?
Pretty much, yeah. We booked all the locations. We wanted to have a location shot to tell a story, because it's a pretty long song, like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
So we wanted to have a story, and we wanted to have band performance. And obviously we wanted to look cool when we're playing like with the band, Yeah. So yeah, we wanted to have the the story and then the band shots. We developed a story that we wrote around a particular idea, and kind of touches the, it's going to sound harsh, but the domestic violence kind of
Domestic abuse,
topic. But the song's uplifting, so we wanted it.
It's an empowering
way-
song,
yeah.
and that's another thing, because we do have a female singer. We like to sort of embrace and sort of touch on those problems. We use the music as an avenue to sort of discuss, tough issues,
Yeah.
and things like that, and try to at least explain our reasoning of resolutions of those things.
What is coming up in the future plans for Divine Ascension?
Obviously, we've released the album.
Yep.
Film clips coming up. That's the most immediate
soon.
thing that's coming up, because it's coming up right after this.
Right now.
And
Now.
and then we're touring.
Yep.
So the national tour, go to the website.
Yep.
Then support for
Blind Guardian.
Blind Guardian. Again, details, go to the website.
In June.
In June.
In June. Sounds like the
Then
place in
we're
June.
into pre-production for the
Album.
next album.
Nice.
Because again, it's a machine that's got to keep rolling.
Well, thank you very much for coming out and spending the time with us today, and hope
Thanks
it
for
all
having
goes
us.
well for you guys in the future. So
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much. Thank you very much, Hard Rock Show, and keep supporting
local
music,
metal.
and thank you for supporting
Yeah.
hard rock and heavy metal, or nationally Australia.
Yeah.
Because it's something that's not mainstream, commercially viable, and people sort of see it as a waste of time. But we do this because we love it. You do it because you love it, and we'd like everyone out there to love it also. So jump on the Hard Rock Show, kids.
Yeah. And if you haven't heard it already, check it out. Liberator. It's already out. And our first album, As the Truth Appears.
Absolutely.
So it's a rockin' album. And come see us.
Website for details, divineascension.com.
that's it for another week. Hopefully you've all enjoyed tonight's viewing. As always, we have a lot of fun. Maybe not so much some weeks, but oh well, who gives a fuck? We just do it anyway. Oh yeah, we'll be back next week as always. Just the lazy. Oh, there we go. Shit's falling down.
Oh, yeah,
Told you
well.
the building was falling down. It's always falling down on us. What are you doing? Don't bother trying to fix it now. We've got 30 seconds to go. What's
Keep
the
going.
fucking point? Oh my god.
Keep going. There you go. Keep going.
Right over our logo,
Sorry.
you flog.
Stick it on my head.
No, stick it on your face, be an improvement.
All right.
Anyway,
That's enough.
you're getting more senile by the second anyway. Oh my god, really? Anyway,
Andrew wrecked the skull by smashing it on my head.
He's already fucking senile.
Good thing is you can fit notes in it now, so
Yeah,
if you
for
want to send
donations.
in notes, please do. We'll accept gladly.
now on that note, nice segue there, not that you intended it.
No.
The Social Club. Get
Yes.
involved because we're doing our
Please.
next fan filming on April the 11th. That date is locked and loaded. We
Yeah.
are good to go. And we've got a tribute episode. More details to come very shortly
It's gonna be
on
huge.
the page
It's
and
gonna
on
be
the episode stuff.
huge,
It's going to be
Andrew.
a great day. It's going to be a great day. We're going to really have a blast with that. And we're going to get people to get up here and have their say on the artist we're paying tribute to.
Yes.
So if you want to be a part of that, if you want to get your face up on TV, or a chance to at least, because there's usually too much to edit anyway. But
and help us out financially.
That's right. It helps us to keep this shit going. So anything is appreciated at all. And it's not much. We'll put all the details on the page. As well as, Jimmy...
THRS Radio Andrew. I'm just stopping myself from vomiting.
Take it to the head.
Sorry. Repeating McDonald's. Yeah, the greatest radio station in the world with all the greatest superstar Aussie bands happening. Get on it!
But we're actually making some change to the station as well, so get on there and listen to it, and you'll find some things you might recognise as well now. So you never know. Yeah. But as usual, maybe not always, but this week I'm Dennis.
I'm Jimmy.
I'm Andrew.
Thank you for watching. Details are at the bottom of the screen as always, but until next week, same time again.
Paint me like one of your French girls. Drink up!
Dennis didn't plug his band this week, and I was going to plug it, but now I'm not. So rock on!
We are here with two of the guys from Liberator. How are you this evening?
We're from Divine Ascension.
Fuck. I've had too many beers today. You've been saying
'cause I
fucking
said
Liberator
before,
fucking half a dozen times.
And because you were thinking
before.
about that guy who interviewed us the other day who said called the album Legion.
Oh,
Come on, Divine Ascension!
Hey, dude, we're still going to finish early
You
considering what
sounded
time
like
we start.
close mine then.
Come on,
Divine Ascension! Are you ready, baby?
I can hear you hand over!
Come on, Divine Ascension! Divine Ascension!